The evidence of the low levels of executive engagement is obvious for all to see. We have been gathering data across the globe, asking thousands of direct reports to rate their leaders on their levels of inclusive leadership capability. And out of the 10 competencies that they have to rank their leaders on, we found that the rock bottom competency is valuing diversity. In other words, their perception is that their leaders do not see that diversity adds real value, that their leaders do not advocate diversity and inclusion as anything other than a social justice issue. So how do we get executive engagement, which we understand that we so sorely need if we are to succeed? Well, the starting point is actually very simple. What we need to do is change the way leaders think about diversity and inclusion. Shift their understanding that this is just purely a social justice issue to a strategic business imperative as well. Help them understand that they can use inclusion as a lever to position their organization to respond to these ever-increasing demands, to do more with less, to change and be agile and adapt and innovate, to help them achieve their strategic business objectives and survive and thrive. This is what will engage your executives. This is what will give them a compelling appetite to put their weight behind driving this agenda. This is what will lead them to drive this agenda across your organization instead of HR having to drive it. And we have seen this change in attitude emerge in many of the organizations where we've worked with the leaders and taken a careful first step to ensure that we've got good executive engagement. And what the global D&R teams say to us in those organizations is, for the first time, instead of having to think about push and pull strategies and how on earth they can get those divisions that are the least converted to engage in the D&R strategy, they are having business leaders knock at their door. So be wary. Before you say, we don't need to talk about the business case with our executives, they are fully engaged. Before you say we've been there and we've done that and we just want to get onto the action of implementation, you need to stop and reflect and ask yourself, do we really have proper and full executive engagement? Do our leaders really view this as something that they want to put their full weight behind?